It's funny how people think time is always on their side, that they can take and take, push and pull, without any real consequences. She thought I'd wait for her, wait forever for her to realize what we had. But that's the thing about waiting. Eventually, you stop. And when I did, when I finally stopped waiting, she thought I'd never leave. But I did. No screaming, no fights, no begging. I just walked away. I didn't need an explanation. I didn't need answers. I knew exactly what I needed to do. She thought I'd always be there, a backup plan, waiting for her to make up her mind. But I wasn't. I wasn't that guy anymore. And when I left for good. Little did she know that decision would haunt her for months, until one day she showed up at my door on her knees, begging for me to come back. The truth is, I never expected to find myself in that position. We'd been together for so long. I thought she was the one. I thought we were building something that was real, something that mattered. But somewhere along the way, I realized I was the only one who was all in. I was the one who believed in loyalty, in forever. She was the one who kept wondering if there was something better out there. And when I realized that, when I realized I was just an option to her, I couldn't keep going. It wasn't that I stopped loving her, but I stopped needing her. I stopped needing the version of her that couldn't decide what she wanted. I couldn't keep waiting for her to choose me. It wasn't about being angry or seeking revenge. It was about respect. For myself, for the time I had already given, for the love I had already poured into us. And so, I walked away. People always talk about how painful a breakup is, but for me, the hardest part wasn't the sadness. It was the realization that I had been waiting for someone who wasn't sure they wanted me. That's what hurt the most. So I left. I left without a fight, without a word, and without a single regret. But months later, when I thought I was finally free of the ghosts of us, she found me. It was a quiet Saturday. I'd just gotten off work, covered in sawdust and sweat, the weight of the day hanging heavy on my shoulders. I was unlocking my door, ready to go inside, when I heard the unmistakable sound of a car pulling up behind me. I didn't think much of it until I heard the voice. Jake. I froze. I didn't turn around immediately. I couldn't. My heart slammed against my chest as I stood there, letting the silence wash over me, trying to process what was happening. There she was, standing at the foot of my doorstep, looking smaller than I remembered, the woman who had been my everything, the one I thought I'd never let go of. Her face was pale, her eyes wide with regret, and her hands were shaking as she held onto a small picture frame. It was of us, from a trip we took a few years ago. She looked at me with the same expression she wore back then, vulnerable, unsure, afraid. "I've been looking for you," she said, her voice trembling. I didn't say a word. I just stared at her. I wanted to say something, but nothing seemed right. Nothing could fix what had been broken between us. I had already walked away from the version of me that would have fought for us, and there was no going back. "Jake," she said again, this time softer. "I'm sorry. I ruined everything." The words hit me harder than I expected, even though I had spent months trying not to think about her, trying not to care. "I don't expect you to forgive me," she continued, "but I had to see you. I had to say I'm sorry. I never should have let you go." The irony of it all. She thought I'd wait forever. But what she didn't realize was that by the time she came to this realization, I had already moved on. Not from her, but from the idea that I needed her. I didn't say anything at first. I just stood there, arms crossed, watching her. The truth was, I didn't need to say anything. She was already speaking louder than any words could, the desperation in her voice, the tears streaming down her face. She was broken, but it wasn't the same kind of broken I used to be. She was broken because she had lost the one person who had always been there for her, the version of me that was patient, forgiving, understanding. I wanted to scream, to ask her why she had waited so long, why she couldn't have made that decision before I had to walk away. But I didn't. I stayed silent. I let her speak. "He left me," she whispered, eyes filled with tears. "I thought I wanted more, but I was wrong. I didn't realize what I had until I lost it. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel betrayal. I just felt something different. Peace. I realized that while she had lost me, I had gained something even greater. I had gained my own strength, my own peace, and my own closure. I didn't need to beg for answers. I didn't need to scream for closure. I had already let go. "Do you want to talk?" she asked, looking at me, pleading for a chance to explain, to fix what she had broken. I shook my head. "No, I don't think I can." She stepped forward, trying to close the distance between us, but I didn't move. I stayed where I was, steady and firm. She reached out, her hands trembling, but I didn't take them. "I spent a year rebuilding myself," I said quietly. "And you expect me to just let you walk back in like nothing happened?" She froze, her expression flickering with pain. She nodded, understanding what I was saying. "I know something broke me, too." I wasn't sure if she was apologizing for what she did to me, or if she was apologizing for what she did to herself. Either way, I knew that the woman standing in front of me was no longer the one I had fallen in love with. She was a shadow of her former self, a version of her that was searching for something she had lost. "I wish you peace," I said, my voice steady but my heart heavy. "And I hope one day you learn to love someone without hurting them first." She didn't say anything. She just looked at me, her eyes full of regret, before she turned and walked away. I watched her go, the sound of her footsteps fading into the distance. And when I closed the door behind me, I didn't feel sadness. I didn't feel anger. I just felt a quiet kind of peace. The kind that comes when you finally realize that sometimes the hardest part of healing is letting go.